Welcome back. There are many families who are struggling to make ends meet during the COVID-19 crisis. Family Promise of Grand Rapids is providing resources for these families to get through these very trying times. Cheryl Shook, CEO of Family Promise of Grand Rapids, is joining us live this morning to talk to us all about this. Cheryl, thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
Good morning. So Cheryl, first of all, for people who are not familiar with Family Promise, what exactly is it that your organization does?
Family Promise supports families who are experiencing homelessness. We provide shelter, we provide basic needs, and everything a family might need to get back into a new home.
We've been talking about this on the news for quite a while. I mean, COVID-19 has had a large impact on everyone. How has it affected those who are homeless?
Well, everything we're experiencing, they're experiencing, but most often at a more significant level than we are. You know, they were some of the first people to lose their jobs. Most of our families are in the service sector or retail sector, so they lost their employment really quickly. And as you can imagine, without having a home, you know, they have children with them and they're trying to homeschool their kids just like we are. But you're doing that from a shelter. You're doing that from a place that isn't your home. You can't spread out. You've lost maybe your daycare if you are still working like everyone else. So just fewer resources and much harder to network, and they just don't have that support system there.
Yeah, I can't imagine how difficult that must be. So what are the ways that our viewers can help out? How can we help in making the slightest difference for these families?
You know, most of the things we need, they need too. So all of our wipes and our hand sanitizer and things like that, we're collecting to try to make sure we can get it into their hands when they come into the shelter spaces with us. And then the second thing is on our website, if you go to www.familypromisegr.org, you'll find a whole list of items that we are collecting right now. Some of our traditional items like clothing we're not collecting, but there are some unique things that are some of our personal care products and sanitary products and other things that we're needing, diapers for babies, things like that, that are really helpful right now in this time.
Yeah, and we've been saying families a lot. So from this, can we understand that children are being impacted by homelessness right now as well?
They are. So that's our new face of homelessness, really. We've had that situation here in Grand Rapids for, you know, a good 5 or more years. And we have families with young kids who are experiencing homelessness. And we don't see that in Grand Rapids. You know, we don't see them outside the same way we see some of our single homeless population. But these families that are experiencing housing insecurity, you know, they have kids, they're going to work, they're going to school, they're doing everything we do. And they're doing it from a shelter space. Housing has been incredibly expensive. And even in this particular crisis, fortunately, you know, we have the eviction stay right now, but many of our families weren't coming from their own places anyways. They were already in doubled up situations. And as you can imagine with COVID, you know, we're all trying to social distance. We're trying to not have other people in our homes. So when there is a housing disruption for them, it's really difficult for them to find someplace else to stay, and they're coming into shelter. So these kids are kids that you wouldn't imagine. They're kids that go to school with your kids and my kids, but they just don't have a home.
Yeah. Cheryl, thank you so much for sharing this information. We are fortunate to have very gracious viewers. So if people do want to get in touch with you guys, what is the best way?
Best way is our website right now, www.familypromisegr for Grand Rapids.org.
All right, Cheryl, thank you so much for joining us live this morning. We appreciate your time.
Thank you. Thank you.
7